This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it, man, I know it, I know.
A little preview of what's going on as far as like things with you and Perkins. What can you catch us up on detailed wise? What does the schedule look like? What are you playing on? What site? What stakes?
Sure.
How many hours a day? How often? Just give me your study routine.
Yeah.
Tell me what you ate for breakfast. Do you floss before you start? I want to hear it all.
Didn't eat breakfast. Did not floss yet. But we are playing 200, 400.
Okay.
Still giving him 9 big blinds per 100.
Wow, you couldn't get out of that, huh?
No.
Man.
Playing the entire challenge effectively. I'm assuming. So there's a buyout clause like halfway through for the loser based off of the big blinds per 100. So basically halfway through, he would get 260K. So if I'm up 380 so I'm like winning. Yeah. So I'm winning small and he still wants to quit, which I highly doubt would happen. He would then get paid the 360. I would win the 20. And then he'd also pay the side bet that we have at 200K at 1-to-1.
Right.
So we would effectively win pretty small. Like we win like 5
Sure.
and a half buy-ins.
Yeah.
But after the spot, obviously like not the worst result. And,
Yeah.
But not the best either. So I think it's going to be one of those things where I don't think that my side, unless the ship has completely sailed and just get absolutely smashed, we're probably not going to stop halfway through. Bill is probably not going to want to stop halfway through. And
Is it only the halfway point? Or
it's
is it any time after
I think it's only the halfway point at the moment, but I'm sure there's some leniency there.
Yeah.
And then those conversations will happen like as needed, I guess. Obviously, if things need to happen.
Do you guys have an arbiter?
Yeah, I think HU4Rollz is arbitrating. And we had an agreement that if 75% of the hands, so 15,000 of them, don't end up getting played before the live WSOP, then Perkins free rolls our side like 100K, so like 2.5 buy-ins.
Okay.
So nothing insane, but also something reasonable, which is also arbitrated because obviously if he wants to play and I'm not around, he's not going to be penalized for that.
Right.
But if I am willing to play on literally most days, kind of effectively on call, and we don't get it somewhat fulfilled, then it'll just go to an arbitrator, which would be HU4Rollz, and whatever he says in that case would be the ruling. Yeah, so 9 big blinds, still have that spot, 20,000 hands, and then going to take a break for the live WSOP, and then should be finishing the challenge if it gets to that point. If it's not just already done, then after the WSOP is over. And then session-wise, probably in our definition of a short session would be like 2 hours. And then I'm sure there's at some point I can sort of decide to stop when I want to, and he can decide to stop when he wants to.
How many sessions do you think this is going to take to finish?
Based off of our math and based off, it's probably 2 tables online. You can probably play about 200 hands an hour. So if you divide that by 20,000, it should be 100 hours. So it should be, if we're only playing short sessions, obviously it might take 50, but if some days it goes longer, it's probably going to be somewhere between 30 and the 40 range.
Yeah, I think 30 is a pretty safe.
So probably 30 to 40 sessions of some action gambling will take place. So looking forward to it. Starts in like 2 weeks. Feeling good.
It's good.
Feeling good.
We're going to check back in with you after your first match.
Yeah.
Have you on.
Yeah.
Maybe hear how it went, like what adjustments you're going through and things like that.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about, I guess, do you guys plan on playing live at all?
Oh, yeah. So live should happen at some point. I think we're playing on ACR, and I think for both of our sakes, like liquidity-wise, I think it's just going to be like 10, 20, cross-booked 20x. So we don't need to have millions of dollars on ACR.
Yeah.
Because that could be quite problematic.
Yeah.
So we're cool with that side of things, and he's obviously cool with that side of things as well. So it's just sort of a matter of everything seems to be in place. It's just a matter of actually getting things done. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited because I have put in a lot of work, and my team feels really good about it, and I feel really good about it. So it's just kind of a matter of clearing up some nerves from the first couple sessions, just sort of seeing where he is standing, seeing how I feel, seeing how the team feels, and sort of trying to match up how we perceive him to be versus how he actually is. And I'm sure he's doing the same thing on his side of, whereas where am I supposed to be? Like, what do they expect from me? And how far off from that baseline am I to them? And then it sort of starts getting into the weeds of making adjustments on them and sort of seeing how things go from there. But those are all questions that can be answered when the match starts.
Sure, and that's part of the prep, right? Is being able to adjust throughout the course of the match.
Right.
I mean, everything sounds like you're ready to rock. You sound good.
Sound good.
Sound
good.
How do you hold on to that? Because this has been a concern of mine, and I've expressed it to both you and a couple of our close friends. You're 22.
Yeah.
You just haven't been through the shit.
No.
Not
been hurt yet.
Yeah, it's difficult to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. So I guess, like, is there anything in place, or are there any plans in place, any insurance, if you will, for just sheer and utter sadness setting in, or suffering through a 10 to 15 buy-in downswing? Because this isn't a place where you get to hide.
No.
If you go on a 15 buy-in downswing, you have to find a way to play again the next day.
Yep.
And I think it's easy now when you're even to just say, like, I could do that.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're in it, it's a lot more of an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Suddenly everything becomes very foggy. The clarity that you had over your strategy kind of starts to dissipate. You begin to question things. You're not finding those bluffs, and you feel timid with your value and your bluff catchers and things of that nature. So I guess talk to me a little bit about what your approach is going to be there.
I think those sort of concerns are alleviated in some cases by the people that I'm working with. Like, in the sense of, if I review hands that I played where I got stacked over and over again, and we look at them and we're like, okay, yeah, you're supposed to get stacked here. Or looking at other just global frequencies of flop C-bets, folding versus river bets, turn river check raises, like looking at all of those stuff and seeing that those are effectively somewhat in line and not completely drastic.
What if they're not?
If they're not, then there needs to be a conversation about that.
Right, but I guess that's what I'm saying, is that you're human, so you are likely to err.
Yeah, of course.
And the compounding effect of real money losses with in-game errors, it can take you down an emotional down spiral.
Not nice. Yeah.
If we just look at variance calculations and things of that nature, it's not out of the norm for you to go through swings like this over a small sample size.
Right.
And I guess that's just where I'm kind of like continually pressing, where it's like, well, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Right? Like, why aren't we preparing for the worst case scenario rather than just assuming the best?
Yeah.
Because I don't care what happens in the best case scenario. I know you're going to win money there.
Sure.
I want to know that you're going to be of sound mind and not in a downward spiral when shit goes haywire.
Yeah. I mean, we've had some conversations about, like, mental game coaches, if you will, about people I should talk to at some point. Yeah. And then having those conversations more in the very near future, just because things are about to start happening pretty soon.
Yeah, I would heavily lean on starting the conversation with whoever it is that you decide to work with now. Yeah. And getting a plan in place. So no matter what happens, you'll have staying power, and some amount of time later, you'll be able to reflect on it, whether it was a good or bad event.
I mean, it's going to be a good event regardless of what happens, but it could be much worse.
It could be a bloodbath.
I mean, yeah, sure. But I mean, like, honestly, like, regardless of what happens, I feel good that the event is happening. Like, yes. I can take solace in
assuming that. You're not, like, in a coma in the poker hospital when it's all said and done. Yeah. Which is the only thing Perkins wants out of this match, for what it's worth. If I ask him this exact same line of questioning, money doesn't even ever enter his mouth.
For him, he likes me.
Sure.
So it
doesn't mean he doesn't want to see you in the hospital.
He wants to see the backers in the hospital.
Yeah, but he wants us to be in the hospital, you have to be dead. Yeah. So understand that you are collateral damage in all of this.
I chose to be the gladiator within the arena. Yeah.
That's right.